Hello, and welcome to my video of my tour in Graceland, the home of Elvis Presley. This is a view of the staging area where you can see Gladys's Diner, where people could buy tickets to go to the tour to Elvis' home, where their services are, and the gift shop. There was a intro video, a really nice intro video to the tour where they describe and sing and show some of Elvis's songs. They say that he has 9 songs, #1 songs in 1956, like Hound Dog, which was #2 song of the year. Don't Be Cruel, the #1 song of the year. They described how Private Presley, he serves 2 years in the Army, and when he returns, he stars in 31 feature films, and he's one of Hollywood's highest paid actors by 1965. 8 years making films, he makes a comeback, and he starts performing again in 1969. He returns to live performing. He has 57 sold-out shows in 28 days. He makes the first concert documentary in 1970, and he makes an unprecedented 15 cities in 15 nights. He has over 1,100 sold-out shows between 1969 to 1977, so that's about 1 show every 3 days. And he has his first world concert that's broadcast worldwide through satellite communications, and it garners 1.5 billion viewers over 40 countries. They interview him, and he talks about his times in Graceland, his home, generate some of his favorite memories, and he can't wait to get home, and it's the happiest times that he had with his family. And they talk about how would he ever leave Graceland, and he says he would like to stay there as long as he can. Graceland today has, over its life, has attracted 20 million visitors, and even today, Presley has over 1 million yearly album sales, 15 million social media followers, and 200. This is a view of the front of the Graceland, his estate, and a view of his living room and music room. Here in the living room, Elvis greeted his guests and entertained friends and family. The 15-foot white couch was custom made, as was the 10-foot coffee table. Elvis added mirrors to the walls in 1974 to make the rooms appear more spacious. The blue and white color theme was prevalent in these formal rooms throughout most of the years. There was a short time when Elvis had it red and gold motif, and the fireplace is one of the 3 in the house and was gas burning. Elvis was a student of religion, and in 1874 he added the stained glass peacocks as an ancient Christian symbol of eternal life and resurrection. Music has always been a big part of Graceland. When the Moore family lived here, their daughter Ruth became a harpist for Memphis Symphony Orchestra, and there were often recitals held here in formal rooms. In the music room sits a beautiful white knob grand piano, and many times family and friends gathered around Elvis at the piano as they spent hours harmonizing their favorite songs. Late-night gospel sing-alongs were common in Elvis's life, at home and on the road to relax and unwind. Elvis said, "He eased his mind." Sometimes Elvis can be found alone in there playing and singing for his own amusement. Elvis did not have photos and paintings of himself hanging on the walls. The one on the left was in Vernon's office, but it was brought in for the tours. The one of his parents, Vernon and Gladys, is forsaken in 1957. They both depict the family around the time of Graceland's purchase. The painting of Vernon Presley on the right is a Christmas gift to Elvis in 1976. This is the view of the dining room. It's a formal dining room where the evening meal is often served at 9 and 10 p.m. Elvis, sitting at the head of the table, would often host 10 to 11 friends and family around the table for dinner and conversation. The china on the table is Noritake in the Buckingham pattern, and is Priscilla and Elvis's wedding china, and the flower is towel and Chippendale pattern. The Italian chandelier is one of the 3 that Elvis bought in 1974 and matches the one above the stairs. The portrait to the right is of Priscilla and 2-year-old Lisa. Lisa inherited Graceland and all her father's things. She and her children would visit often, and when they did, they had their meals served at this table. Elvis was always ahead of the times, and while it's common commonplace today. Even back then, Elvis had a television in every room. The dining room was also the place that the family put up their Christmas tree each year. It was placed in the window behind Elvis's chair. Many of the family Christmas photos showed Lisa opening her presents and toys in this room, including a tricycle that she rode around the table on the marble floor that Elvis installed in 1961. This is a view of the kitchen. Elvis and his family and friends kept various hours and routines. Elvis had cooks and maids on staff that came and went in 8-hour shifts. Someone was always on duty as meals were often put to order. The meals were all simple Southern cooking. They often included things like steaks, pork chops, meatloaf, or fried chicken. And of course, lots of cheeseburgers. Elvis loved homemade banana pudding, and that was always available. Elvis redecorated several times, but today it remains as it was last done in the mid-1970s with a harvest gold and avocado green that was popular at the time. The stained glass light fixtures were bought at the same time as the Christmas chandeliers. Elvis had all the latest appliances, including a very early microwave oven that you can see on the front. Here on the table is the security camera monitors that Elvis and his staff used to keep watch on the grounds. There are monitors also in Elvis's bedroom suite and the famous living room. This is the view of the TV room. Elvis loved football and knew all the professional player teams, numbers, and positions. Elvis got the idea for 3 TV sets from former President Johnson, who used to watch all 3 network news programs. Elvis thought it would work great to catch all the football games at once. He also enjoyed variety shows and situation comedies. To the right of the TVs is a built-in jukebox that can hold 100 singles and is wired to speakers throughout the house. To the left is part of Elvis's personal record collection. He loved all kinds of music, but especially Southern gospel music. Above the TV sets is a pull-down screen, and behind the framed fabric panel on the wall by the bar is a projector room where a projector allowed Elvis to screen the music stream. He also rented out theaters on a regular basis. On the right wall is a lightning bolt, which is part of Elvis's personal logo and motto that you can see with letters TCB, which means taking care of business in a fast or quickly. On the left wall, the second gas-burning fireplace is here would be seen in the home. The mirrors again make the room look larger and more spacious. The yellow bar soda fountain made the room great for parties and entertainment. Here we see the pool room. Elvis purchased this pool table in 1960 and enjoyed playing with his friends and family. The tear in the felt happened one day when one of his friends tried a trick shot that didn't play with felt right. Memphis interior designer Bill Eubanks helped Elvis with the 1974 redecorate. Most of the furnishings were chosen at that time as well as the 350 to 400 yards of fabric on the ceiling walls. The furniture is not antique, however. The Louis XV style chairs and the art prints work well with the turn of the century European feel. This is the third fireplace in the house and the only wood burning. However, after fabric was installed, it was not used because of the fabric. This is the den and jungle room. After Graceland opened for tours, the media nicknamed the den the jungle room, and it has stuck. But to Elvis, it was just the den. Originally, this area was a porch and the back of the house, plus the stone wall and original back door. Elvis enclosed it and made it a room in the mid-1960s. That's when the waterfall was also built. In 1974, Polynesian or tiki furniture was also very popular. Elvis saw this carved furniture at a local store in McDonald's and bought it in New York. It reminded him of his favorite vacation place, Hawaii. With the addition of the numerous animal statues, it became the jungle room, as the best put it. As a little girl, Lisa would sometimes curl up in a big chair for a nap. The stairs lead to the flat roof. The carpeting on the walls and ceiling were also popular in the 1970s, ideas that turned out to be very handy for acoustics. In 1976, Elvis recorded 2 of his albums in this room, from Elvis Presley, Boulevard, Memphis, Tennessee, and over half of the last album were both recorded with Elvis standing on the landing between the kitchen and den. The furniture was moved out and the musicians and instruments were brought in. RCA drove the mobile record truck right up behind the house and ran the cables inside. Here we see some of the grounds behind the house and the swing set. You see the stable in the back part of the house. This is Elvis's birthplace. It's a scale model of a tiny shotgun house in Tupelo, Missouri, where Elvis Presley was born on January 8, 1935. Here, the Presleys lived a simple, working-class lifestyle. In search of a better life, the Presleys moved from Tupelo to Memphis in 1948. This is a picture of the trophy room, and there has throughout the trophy room, there's a tremendous number of precious records and birth certificates and family tree pictures and certificates of when he graduated, memorabilia from his childhood, and there was a 1946 Pontiac bicycle and many, many other things in this building. Here's the backyard pool. You can see right next to the meditation garden. And then right next to that is the racquetball building. Elvis took up racquetball in the early 1970s, and he enjoyed the sport so much that he decided to have his own court built. The personal sports complex included a weight training area on the ground floor, full-size racket court, and jacuzzi and dressing room upstairs was completed in 1975. Elvis spent approximately $200,000 in 1970s money, which is about 1.6 million in 2024 money, to make the building, and he took so much pride and effort that he personally supervised its construction. Here is the meditation garden that Vernon Presley, with special permission from the city, had the grave sites of Elvis and his mother Gladys moved from Forest Hill Cemetery to Graceland in October of 1977. Since then, the garden has become the final resting place for Elvis's father Vernon, maternal grandmother Minnie Mae, daughter Lucy Marie, and grandson Ben. A small marker has also been placed in memory of Elvis's stillborn twin brother. The large marble cross was Gladys Presley's original monument at Forest Hill, and the headstone, which features the Star of David to represent Gladys's Jewish heritage, was placed at her grave in December 1964. The statue of Jesus with outstretched arms was given to Elvis from his friends one Christmas. The meditation garden was designed and built by Bernard Bernier at Elvis's request in the 1960s. It features Italian statues and elaborate fountain and special lighting. The brick wall behind the Grecian-inspired columns is inlaid with premium stained glass handmade Spain in the mid-1800s. The garden offered Elvis a private, serene area for meditation, reflection, and quiet contemplation. It was one of his favorite places. So here we see at the end of the tour, we'll circle back to the front of the house again. Also, on the grounds are a number of museums. This is a museum of all his automobiles, and it goes over the details of the different kinds and makes and models of many, many automobiles. Some are very unusual, and many were very ordinary. Also, in the museum grounds are a museum of his career history. Here you can see some of his costumes. That was interesting was many of his costumes included capes. And these are a picture of all his awards and gold records. He also had on the grounds are also a museum of his two jets. Lisa Marie is a business jet, and another smaller private jet. And this is the interior of the Lisa Marie jet. You can see it has like an office, it has chairs and the bathroom, and at the back of the jet is like a barber shop. It also shows Elvis was nominated for 14 Grammys over the span of his musical career. Of these 14 nominations, Elvis won 3 Grammys, all in the gospel category. Elvis's first Grammy was in 1967 for the Best Sacred Performance with his second gospel record, How Great Art Thou Art. And in 1972, Elvis won a second Grammy Award for his inspirational performance for You Touched Me. And Elvis's 1974 Grammy win was the Best Inspirational Performance for his live recording of How Great Thou Art. So that's it. I hope you enjoyed this video of my tour of Graceland, the home of Elvis Presley. And if you're ever in Memphis, Tennessee, be sure to check it out. Thank you, and check out some of my other videos. Thank you, and have a great day.